This short video is intended for WFP approvers on Partner Connect. So the first thing we do is log in by pressing login or register here in green or login here in blue. Both work. And in this case, I'm going to log in as myself, Cristobal Mingo. And you need to be given permission before to see the reports and assign reports. If you have not been assigned a report or permissions, when you press next here and you input your password, you will not see any reports. You'll press the reports page and everything will be blank. In the case that you have already been received permissions and been assigned reports, you'll see a list of reports just like this one, in which you have three fields to filter on the top: the year, the month, and the report ID. In this case, I'm going to look for the reports on November, right? Because we're in December right now. It's important to filter by the month, otherwise you'll be only displayed the reports for the current month when you log in by default. In this case, it's December, and we're in the middle of December, so we shouldn't expect to have any reports at this point, except a few cases, exceptions. Okay, I could also add more filters. For example, if I press more filters, I could filter by status. If I press status, you could see that you have the ready for submission status. These are reports that have not been touched yet by the partner. We have a drafts. In this case, are reports that are already drafted by the partner but not submitted yet for your review. We have reports that have been submitted for the partner approval, but they're not been approved yet, so they're not sent to you yet, so you cannot approve or send back. And we also have the awaiting WP approval state. These are the importance for you because as a WP approver, these are the ones that have been shared with you, right? We can also filter by approved reports or approved reports with a sync error, right? So in this case, again, as I said, I'll go to awaiting WP approvals because those are your tasks as an approver. And I could search either by activity code, in this case, let's say food assistance for assets or something like that, or you can leave it blank and you see all the reports there. Or you can also filter by partners and partnerships. In this case, I'll apply the filters, and you can see that I have a list of partnerships, report IDs, the activities those report pertain to, and the location. Let's say I'm an approver for Western Equatoria for HIV and TB care under the partnership SS021506, and I want to view that. So I press view. By pressing view, it'll by default send me to the daily submissions page. The daily submissions page in this case is being an HIV TB. In this case, in this country, World Vision does not do daily submissions. They do only for general food distributions. So the report will be in the monthly report. All the daily submissions by default get aggregated in the monthly report. And in this case, the partner World Vision has submitted a monthly report alone. And as an approver, I'll navigate to the monthly report and press view and approve. I want to view first the report to later approve or send back, right? So let me press that button here and the report loads. The first on the top, you have the report. You can also navigate back to the report page or go back to the initial page of the report with the dailies and monthlies. Or you could take a look at the information here. You see this for November. We have the activity for HIV/TB, status awaited approval, the location, Western Equatoria, and report 2311-001. Note this 401 code is the same code for the COMET. So the same report will have the same number in COMET. So all this data that was inputted by the partner will be sent to COMET. We have the partnership and the partner name. These are just for you to check that you're approving and reviewing the right report. There's some basic information, such as the report ID, the location, the days. This is the assistant days. If you're familiar with the COMET reporting, you know this means the amount of days the food is intended to last. And then we jump into the participants and beneficiaries. We have the activity supporters, which is one group of beneficiaries with the age groups from 15 to 59. These age groups come loaded from COMET, so there won't be surprise for you. We have the beneficiaries that were male. Of those four, 0 were new, and the female beneficiaries, and of those 0 were new. Note that if I would have a 1 here, this total will still remain in 18 because that 1 is within the beneficiaries, right? So in this case, it's telling me that all of them, all 4, were continuing cases, or the partner does not have the information. In the resident status, is telling us the partners are telling us that of those 18, 4 were male and were refugees, 3 were females and were residents, and 11 were refugees and female, for a total of 15 plus 3, 18, the same number. So those 18 are the same 18 here. Then we have another group, another beneficiary group, which is the ART clients. The ART clients have two age groups, again, loaded from Comet, and we have 12 to 17, which appear to be completely empty, and 18 to 59, with 4 male beneficiaries, 14 female beneficiaries. Again, none of them were new, all continuing cases, and 18 in total. Again, note that if I add a 5 here, for example, this total would not change, because that means that 5 is contained within those 14. Out of those 14 females, 5 would have been new cases, right? In this case, 0 were new. Again, the resident status for those 18, 4 of them refugees, 3 residents, females, 11 refugee males. Okay, the last section is the commodities, and is showing us that they received a single commodity, Super Cereals Plus Plus, CBS Plus Plus, with 2 different batches. They received 196 kilograms, which had a 0 opening stock, meaning that they didn't have this batch before, and they received 196 kilograms, or 0.196 tons. Had no internal movements, and distributed out of those 196, 54, with no returns and no losses, which leads to a closing stock of 142, which is the subtraction of 54 over the 196, right? In this other batch, they received 720 kilograms, or 0.720 tons, and distributed nothing, meaning that the closing stock is 0.720. There's a short table here in the bottom that makes a simple calculation out of the total beneficiaries, 36, 18, and 18, and the total of food distributed, showing us that the food amount per beneficiaries amounts up to 1.5 kilograms. This is just informative. It's just to show you more or less if this makes sense. If it would have been 18 beneficiaries, this would have been 3 kilograms, right? Okay. By the end of the report, you can either send back or approve. And under that, those 2 buttons, we have the report history. The report history contains the history of the report since it was drafted. In this case, Dorothy drafted it at November 30th at 11, and then at 11:57 she approved it. Sorry, she submitted it to the approver in the partner side, and Camis is the approver. And Camis 5 days later approved it at 4 p.m., which then was sent to you, and it stays in goes as awaiting WFP approval. Okay, so as an approver, you have the responsibility to check if those amounts make sense, if they have add up to the amounts sent by the handover in the left side or the stock in transit, and are the ones expected. If they, for example, you say the values are too small, you could say send back and write in the message to send back the amounts don't add up on the ration size, or also there was a missing batch number received in November. Sorry. You can put the batch number there. Let's say 00, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just an example, right? And I can send it back. In this case, as a test, so I won't send it back. I'm just showing you. I'll cancel this. And if you were to agree with this report and validate it, you would press approve. As an approver, that means that the data then will be sent to Comet. So the data goes to Comet, and from Comet, it can be approved by the Comet validator. Sorry. It's important to have the power in Comet to be an approver. Otherwise, the report will be sent back, because you cannot send from Partner Connect not being the correct person, not having the power in Comet at least to edit that report. And that's it.